Hey scrappers, if you're looking to figure out what materials you should sell this week or hold this week, now is the time to do it. Our weekly report is going to give you that information, up-to-date market news, pricing. Let's get right into it. We'll talk about it inside. Hey scrappers, Tom here from the iScrap app, and today is Wednesday, February 11th, 2026. Hope you're doing well. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our page. Not only will you be able to get our weekly reports, you'll get notifications for all the videos that we make. And if you're looking for even more information on scrap, our members only section, we have videos both from the weekly reports and some of the other members only videos where you can make even more money. So check those out as well. Let's talk about catalytic converters, and let's talk about what's happened the last few weeks. Now, in January, we were very optimistic. Prices were up. We saw really nice gains. Platinum up, palladium up, rhodium up. Now, since then, we have seen these markets slip. Unfortunately, we've seen them shoot down about 15% overall. Now, did the car manufacturing numbers come in differently? No. Did expectations on auto sales go up or down? No. What happened? Well, that run of gold and silver prices where we saw them run up so quickly, that's what they were following. They were kind of just tailing along with those, and those markets went up. Gold hit 5,500, and today gold is a little over 5,000, and a few days ago we were at 4,800. So we saw about like a 10% pullback from the all-time highs on gold, and that kind of is what happened on platinum. 52-week palladium prices, 52-week highs for palladium were there. Platinum hit all-time record highs. And from there, we just saw those markets kind of pull themselves back. I read an article about a trader over in China that had a big short on the silver markets. And I have a feeling that a lot of traders that are way smarter than me, and maybe not smarter than you, but they know more than we do combined about these things, was able to go out there, see that the markets were just, kind of inflating themselves. They put some bets in. And that's why we also saw copper prices a week and a half ago go from $6 to $6.58 down to $6 all in the same day. So we're seeing problems coming on, and that also affected catalytic converters. But overall, we are down for the year pricing wise on catalytic converters, but we're still in a very positive place when you compare to a year ago. We're still up on those trends. So that's a win on that. So we're just looking at these markets, looking at them going forward. I still think we're going to see a run up in some of these prices, but it may not be the quicker one that we saw for the last few weeks. Rhodium, however, has stabilized, and that's a nice little win. Copper prices, talk about weird. Copper prices has been going back and forth between 575 and 610 on a trading level. Now, a week ago when we spoke, we had reported that over a 2 or 3 day period, we saw like a $2 change in prices, up, down, up, down, up, down. Copper right now seems to have stabilized, but this morning, for instance, I woke up and copper was trading at 608. And by 10 o'clock this morning, it went down to 591. That's a 17-cent swing. And that really makes it very difficult. I was just talking to someone on the phone about selling copper, and him and I are having such problems figuring out what to do because this just bucks the trend. And it's going to affect you because if we're dealing with this, and I'm sharing this with you, scrapyards are dealing with this. They don't know how, when, who to sell to, when is the right time, when is the wrong time. So it's really becoming much harder to figure these things out. We're watching these markets, but do I think if we break $6 again that we're going to see a rise to 650 or 7? No. I think what I'm waiting on continues to be interest rate reduction. What's going to happen if we reduce the interest rate and the US dollar strengthens? Is it going to draw down on commodities prices? Potentially. And the biggest one for me is what's going to happen with the tariffs. If the Supreme Court this month or next month or in June rules that the tariffs have to be removed, we might see the markets go to $4. And I mean within a week. So we got a lot of stuff going on. If you were to say, Tom, should I hold or should I sell? I would sell. If you come and look at my warehouse, we're empty. Empty, empty, empty. We are moving it out as fast as we are getting it in. So right now, we're not seeing that big price increase, but we already saw it. We already saw over the last 2 months, we saw those prices going up in November, December into January since Thanksgiving. So hopefully you were able to go in. Hopefully you're able to cash out, make a few more dollars on that. And don't forget, copper prices are going to follow some of these other precious metal trends. Gold, right? That's going to have an upward trend. That pulled some of the copper prices. Nickel prices had an upward trend, pulled some of the copper prices. But not all of this was demand driven, and that's the biggest thing. A lot of this was traders trading, and that hurts regular scrappers and scrap yards because we don't deal in their lane, but they're trading contracts in our lane, and that makes it super difficult. Let's talk about, and I like this tagline, so I'll use it right now. The quietest strong market right now, and that would be carbide. We've seen carbide prices and tungsten-based prices really increase in the last 3 months. After we saw some of the increases the last month on tungsten and carbide scrap, we thought that they were following the same trend as copper, gold, and some of the other precious metals we spoke about, including nickel. Well, it seems that the demand for tungsten is way more real than some of these run-ups in other commodities. We've now seen the demand for tungsten increasing. We've seen manufacturing increasing. We've seen applications for tungsten use increasing. And because we're seeing more manufacturing facilities in the country, either A, being expanded on their existing footprint, B, producing more because the tariffs are keeping the money in the country. C, we have manufacturing plants being built, and that's going to start to increase to the increase that's going to be happening on a manufacturing side of things. So you may have existing companies starting to stockpile some different metals, such as tungsten carbides, right? Or D, you could see the defense industry picking up a lot of steam, investing in more weapons, which is also happening, and the demand for these metals are increasing. And E, it could be all of the above. It could be a little of each piecing itself together, but we've now seen carbide prices hitting all-time record highs, holding for 2 to 3 weeks in a row. So if you ever deal with any of these tungsten alloys, contact the team at rrcarbide.com. We do a similar system to what we do at CATS, free shipping. We even give you free boxes on certain levels. So check those things out. But right now, scrappers, gas prices are low, copper prices are high, aluminum prices are high. If you're looking for even more information, check out our members only videos where we'll have a few more snippets on our weekly report. My name is Tom from Rockaway Recycling and the iScrap app. Today is Wednesday, February 11th, 2026. Until next week, I'll scrap you later.